Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Cult for episode 114 of On the Backs of Gods. And, of course, happy Hanukkah to everybody who is here, whether you participate or not. I send my energy and love to you. While we're here, I'll start off with first, I am your DM, Jillian. And today, this isn't like a learning channel. And if you learned something here, oh, wow, good. Oh, geez. Uh, but
That was
because
totally accidental.
not a lot of people, at least that I've met, and especially I live in the South, have experienced Hanukkah or even just gotten to hear about it and what it is besides 8 days of presents. Um, I wanted to give you guys just a little Hanukkah fact, and today I'm doing that because in my Georgia elementary school, where I was the only Jewish person, my mother used to come in during class in December, and she would teach everybody how to play with a dreidel and would talk about Hanukkah and tell the story. So, really, that was a lot of people's exposure to Hanukkah and Judaism. And, boy, howdy, I'm going to do that today. I'm not telling you the story of Hanukkah, that's too much.
Mm.
I'd like to talk about just the menorah real quick. Uh, as you know, Hanukkah is 8 days long, but as you can see, and maybe you've asked yourself, why are there 9 candles? We'll talk about that real quick. So, the center candle is called the shamash. This candle is also known as the helper candle or the service candle. When you are participating in Hanukkah and lighting the candles, you will light the shamash first, and this candle will illuminate all other candles. So it is illuminated before the prayer, and then as you pray, you illuminate the candles with the central candle. This candle is supposed to represent helping each other, uplifting, service to people in your community, people around you, illuminating others when you have a chance. If you have a chance to uplift or illuminate, I advise taking that chance. Just like our dear friend, the Shamash candle. Thank you all for coming to the only fact you're getting this December. I'll see you next December. A happy second night of Hanukkah.
What about
I
all
would
the
like
other
one.
nights?
I'd like to request one additional cool fact, Jillian. What is something nice we can say to people who celebrate Hanukkah? Is there a traditional
Don't
greeting?
make me say the thing. You can
I'm
listen.
sorry.
We all look at like the Hag Shemayak thing and we're like,
Uh huh.
yeah, neat, cool. Um, happy Hanukkah or a nice happy holidays. Honestly, I'll take a Merry Christmas. I enjoy participating. You say back what you say back, but I'm not
Fair
going
enough.
past that. The middle
Cool.
candle, be like the middle candle.
Yeah.
Illuminate, uplift, be on a high pedestal because you're worth it, bitch. Anywho,
Yeah, bitch. Do it.
we have our players same as always. The rest of our candles, we have Kyle, Matt, Katie, Josh, and Greg. I think it is now time to jump into things. Uh, with a quick recap. Last time, the party had an altercation with Gunhild, who is known to work for the Guard, a known cult leader whose goal is to end humanity because the Earth thinks that's a good idea, and he agrees. Uh, you were able to trick this cultist into having a conversation with you. It seems almost trick this cultist into leaving town with you, where your plan was to kill her. But in the end, Roshan, pretending to be Tate, who is her fallen friend, um, gets stabbed instead, and Roshan falls dead on the ground, but to be quickly saved by Keld, brought back to life, using the party's last diamond. A chase is had. She escapes. The local guards, are involved, um, trying to settle things, by the book. Uh, Somebody takes off as an eagle and is gone, invisible to the skies to go hunting, and then goes to hang out with their friend Ember. Or the rest of the party has a conversation with Clove Kid, who is the eye of the chief. And this person seems to be interested in working together. They extended a hand, saying that they would like to catch this person, but there's only one way they can do that, and it's for them to admit to their crimes out loud. And the party said, "Yeah, sure, okay," and 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 parted ways. How they feel about help is up to them. Uh,
Mm.
but the party spends the rest of the day a bit. It's a bit low energy. Some people, after being pulled out from death, witness the shadow that is their patron, armless, the place where they had reached their arms into the earth, being disintegrated, telling Roshan that they cannot follow him there. They can't go there. And then the shadow disappears, along with Roshan's warlock abilities and powers.
Oh.
Uh, somebody is
Bye,
sleepy again.
Bish.
Let's go. But Keld and Roshan have a conversation about the shadow. It seems Keld has seen the shadow a few times prior to this event. And Roshan kind of takes a nap at one point as people go to check on each other, keep up with each other, eventually get back to the inn to converse, and end up not really coming to a conclusion and just kind of resort to a quiet night of ponderance and reevaluation.
That's the
Is there
word.
anything anybody would like to do before the night takes them? I would prefer if you're going to have a conversation about what you are going to do the following day, is that you wait for the following day, is just my request. Because the way it ended last time, I think there is a moment of quiet as people consider. Is there anything else that needs to be done beforehand?
I just want to put 2 spells in the ring.
All right.
Yeah. And since I had no other suggestions, I'm going to put a 4th level polymorph and fairy fire.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Hmm.
I think mine's purely flavor. Just Nana's going to be checking on Roshan periodically until she takes her own rest. Check on him again after she's done with her rest. That's it.
Okay. Anything else of note? Let's go.
Let's go.
The sun sets and the air grows colder. And the inn gets a bit loud, and then it gets quiet again. And as the night passes, you all get a long rest, and you wake up the next morning unimpeded. Roshan, you still do not have access to your warlock abilities.
Love that.
It is
Do ya?
morning. What would you guys like to do?
Keld would like to spend an hour cooking up some treats.
All right.
I'll be backseat
Kel's
cooking the
got
whole
cooking.
time.
Yeah. He'll allow it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Trying to add spices that definitely don't belong.
No, no.
My
Snakes. I think Roshan wanted to ask,
Mhm.
do you think it's worth getting an idea of where she is early and using that against her?
With scrying on her? I could try. Uh, she was either in really dark places or running nonstop the last 2 times I tried. But we could try to fly around with locate creature and see.
I think that would give us a good area to find her before whatever we
Mm-hmm.
do this morning. If we can be in the area, perhaps she'll slip up running, if anything else.
And just a reminder that locate creature, I think lasts 10 minutes and it's
I think it's an hour. Hold on.
unclear. But
I'm
the
swapping
big
all my
part
spells
is,
really quick.
yeah, let me. It's 10 minutes or an hour. That's usually the vibe.
Yeah.
But it's 1,000 feet, so take
Mhm.
that into account.
Might be best to try and gauge what corner of the city she might be in before we try that. If we can catch any sort of landmark from scrying or anything like that, just a thought.
Locate creature would last for an hour.
Mhm.
I don't know how long it would take to. I don't know how big the city is, so I don't know how long it would take to give it an eagle sweep.
It's a
but
pretty solid sized city. This is one of the bigger ones.
okay.
Okay.
It's
Well,
like 1/5 of a mile or something. So,
Hmm.
is there
I'm
anything you guys would like to do prior?
happy to
Or
try the scrying. Like I said, I don't know if I'll be able to even see any kind of landmark to do that, though.
Right.
Well, 3 of us have been here before. If you scry and describe what you see, maybe one of us could recognize it by your description, and that might give us a better idea. That's the only thought I had.
Okay.
If nothing else, if you could give us an idea of which direction she's moving just based on the position of the sun, that would be something. Even if we could tell if she's still in the city or elsewhere. Also useful.
Hmm. I'm happy to try.
Of course. If you're willing.
We'll stop my backseat cooking and I'll scry.
Okay.
Your sacrifice is great and will be appreciated.
You lean forward, placing your face above the water, eyelashes just touching, as you are pulled into the rapids. And you were in darkness.
Hmm.
You hear just soft humming. You cannot see the outline of a person, and it is completely dark.
So, similar situation to the last times. Fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll sit there for the whole 10 minutes and wait to see if there's anything, but if not.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. Let's see. Probably not.
Oh no.
That's a 12.
Well,
Nothing. Just the occasional breath and this humming of like kind of the same chorus of a song. And while you're here, go ahead and give me insight. Just because you're hanging around.
Just chilling with her. That's a much better roll. Let's see. 26. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love that. I love
Much
that.
better.
Dun, 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 dun. Occasionally, while humming, she stops and takes deep, shaky breaths. She almost sounds like, it kind of sounds like somebody who became nauseous and had to reposition themselves and kind of push that down, that wave of nausea, and then went back to what they were doing, which is very softly humming. But then you are freed from the scry. That is what you get for those 10 minutes.
Interesting. I could not get any kind of idea where she is. She's just probably in another crawl space or something like the last time. She's like humming to herself. It doesn't seem to be doing very well. Like maybe she's still injured or doesn't feel well. I don't know.
All right. So you couldn't see anything at all?
No. Her breath
It was pitch
every now
black?
and then, but I
Huh.
couldn't see her.
All right. And that isn't anything that might happen because of a magical preventer against being scryed on.
No,
That you're
every
aware
time
of?
something like that's happened, I've just been kicked out
Okay.
or not seen
Okay.
anything at all.
So this
Said
isn't
she-
any kind of magical interference. It's just she's somewhere
No.
dark.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like at least.
Hmm.
Couple
ahead,
of
Fen.
questions then.
Mhm.
You said last time she was heading east or west. Which direction was she running?
It was east.
All right. So, if we're going to try searching the city, at least we know which half to check. But also, you said it sounds like she might still be wounded.
I mean, I'm just guessing. She just was. Her breathing was really uneven, like shaky. Like something's not right. I don't know if
Right.
it's she's anxious about something or if she's sick.
I
Right.
hit her with an arrow, but I didn't. It wasn't a good shot. It, maybe if we, I hate to ask Roshan to send any sort of message, but if we offer healing, if we offer safe conduct, or offer to bring her, fix her wounds, maybe that would go some ways to getting her to meet with us.
I mean, if
Just a thought.
she's
That's the least we can do.
stuck. I know. I mean, if she's stuck somewhere, still either injured or just afraid to move, perhaps extending a white flag would be enough to get her to at least talk with us for a while. What do
It'd
you all
be-
think?
Well, I have thoughts, but I'll gladly listen to everyone else.
It's up to Roshan if he wants to send a message to her.
Roshan, I would not make you.
I'm not worried about sending a message to her. I can do that just fine.
Are you certain?
I'm not damaged goods because she stabbed me in an alley.
I don't believe you're damaged goods in any way, shape, or form, regardless. But I wouldn't be eager to speak with someone who had struck me a blow like that either. So,
It sounds to me like she's afraid, and that's something we can use to our advantage. I'll message her, but what do I offer her? What do I ask?
Well, first, before we message her, and even before we decide what to say, I don't think it's a bad idea to try to find her, or at least as close as we can.
before tipping
And
her
if
off
when-
that we're trying to find her.
And then yes, and then when Roshan messages her, if she goes from hiding to fleeing again, to be in the general area, to be prepared to intercept her if we need.
And she may be more inclined to meet with us if she thinks we have an idea where she is.
Possible as well.
That's also true, and maybe suggesting some sort of neutral territory for the purposes of our meeting, if she will meet with us. Again, I proposed this last night. I'll meet with her face to face on my own. I was the one that asked before to spare her life, and
We denied you again last night because no one is meeting with her alone anymore. She's far
I-
too dangerous.
Yes. I don't think meeting her alone for any of us is a good idea, Fen. I
I
appreciate
just
where
don't
your
want to put
heart
anyone
is.
else. I don't want to put anyone else in harm's way. Is all.
And we don't
That's
want you in harm's
understandable.
way.
Exactly. You are someone. You are anyone. We're not harming you. We'll go and do this together, or not at all.
All right. Should we? All right. Let's figure out what we're going to say. Where we suggest that we meet. Perhaps Temple of Njord. There's lots of guards about there, from my understanding, and
She may not want to meet somewhere where there's a lot of guards, considering she fled from the guard, and chances are good there's some word about her likeness.
Would it hurt to see if she suggests somewhere?
Perhaps not, depending on what she offers.
Yeah, right.
as long as we can be sure that the place she suggests is safe, and especially not just some place that's far from her that gives her a head start if she decides to flee.
We'll see what we can do. Let's try and narrow down where she is first. And while we're doing that, let's think up some ideas for what to do after.
I'm fine with that.
All right. So, what can we do to locate her? I think eyes in the sky is always nice. And you mentioned you'd locate creature available to you, Nyx.
Oh yeah.
I do.
Have we any other means of trying to triangulate her? I've long since lost my hunter's mark, so I cannot be reliable for tracking her at this point, but
I still have the
I
broken
have the
arrow.
coral.
But...
Yeah, we've got the arrow that I put into her and the coral that she put into me. We could take a draw on Rufio and see if it's a creature that's got any advantages towards tracking. Maybe the combination of those two items could help in locating. I would
Maybe.
advise we wait until we get outside to draw on that, because
yeah.
they wouldn't let me bring him in when he was a panther. I'm not sure they'd be happy to let us stroll out
Probably
through the
not.
common place with the common area with a panther again, if that happens to be what comes up.
Or a dire wolf, or, you know, any number of other things. I think that's
probably
wise.
anything but a weasel, honestly.
Just about. And even then, they might be a little bit askance. But let's have a look. Shall we make our way to the stable and see what we can draw?
All right. Kel, do you fill a satchel with snacks? And you all make your way out of the inn.
I'll go ahead and dole them out to everyone.
Yay!
How many does
Four-
everybody get?
Everybody gets one snack, which, if you eat it, will give you 4 temp HP.
4 temporary HP. Ooh, nice. I
Right.
like
Slap.
that. I mean, it's better than my
Is
good
there
berry.
is there an expiration on these? Do they last a day
They
or
last 8 hours.
8 hours.
Next eats hers right away. It doesn't.
Yeah, Roshan does as well.
Okay. You all make your way outside. Eating yours too?
Yeah, I'll eat mine as well. Just
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All of you make your way outside. It is cold. It is a frigid type of cold outside. There are drifts of snow, but just the air almost seems stagnant and cold. Not a lot of wind. But you guys are outside. What are we doing?
Nix,
gonna
if you are going to take to the sky, might I suggest starting at Embers, since we know she has to go there, and radiating out from there.
That's kind of what I was thinking, because I thought she was going to go there in the first place, but
It wasn't a bad hunch, but, you know, it just didn't happen to come through.
If I
If
go as a
you do
giant,
that,
yeah, go ahead.
if you do that, we can head to Embers, and hopefully, she's not too far, and we know she needs to go there at least some point today.
I mean, if one of you want to come with, that there's plenty of space when I'm a giant eagle.
You are quite large in that form, that's true. I mean, Fen, I think of the lot of us between you and Nyx in eagle form, you'd probably have the sharpest eyes of all of us. Might be most
Eagle
useful for you to be
eyes.
up in the eye. Up in the sky, that is.
I could do that again. Nana, you want to take the bag of tricks and take Rufio to do your thing, to do his thing if he can.
Yeah,
Nyx,
I'll take that.
the arrow.
I'll handle
Maybe
it.
Nana can instruct him to get the scent off of it if. And Fen will hand over the bag of tricks to Nana.
Thank you. I'll take good care of him, and I'll make sure this gets back to you.
Appreciate it. It's fun. I like having it around.
Yeah, he is fun. He's wonderful. I do think, however, it may be wise for us not to pull him out until we are ready for him to track something. So let's head on to Embers first and then start our search.
Okay. Nyx, tell me how you're going about this.
So I think the plan would be to start at Embers. So walk over to that area before I even cast Locate Creature. We can just all kind of go together.
Okay.
And Ember is also on the eastern side of town, so that is an area you were
Mhm.
interested in.
While we're walking there, Nana would like to be keeping an eye out for places that look like they could be hidey holes, cellars that look like they might have been disturbed, places that look like they could be dark and could keep someone hidden.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Perception. That is a dirty 20.
There are so many
Oh,
hidey
God damn it.
holes in
Fuck.
this city.
Shit.
To
Of
tell you
course.
you see one would be redundant because
Cool.
you see
Okay.
many.
All right.
They're everywhere.
Anything I can do
nothing's-
to eliminate some as possibilities?
If the sun is actively touching a spot, you could be like, wow, definitely not there.
I'll
That's
hum
kind
the
of-
song to her and be like, just listen for this.
Listen for the song. You hear humming at one point, but it's just a guy walking by, and you're like, next time.
That wasn't the right song.
Oh, I see.
It
So
was
it
like
went.
this.
Mhm, mhm. No?
You all keep walking. Nana kind of head on a swivel. You do see two men currently talking to a vendor, both of them wearing a matching regalia with a kind of a deep purple sort of around the edges of a dark colored outfit. And on the back between the shoulder blades, stitched in sort of a darker gold, is an eye. And as you walk by them, you can hear one of them saying, "Thank you so much for your cooperation. We really appreciate it. If you happen to see anything, don't be afraid to reach out. Thank you so much. Yeah, even the smallest thing. Thank you." And they sort of turn. One of them turns and walks, and you watch the other one kind of like turn the opposite way and then fall in line kind of behind, sort of taking a kind of a periscope look of their surroundings and then following. And they seem to continue intent on going to the next vendor. They're currently looking for Gunhild too.
Yeah. That makes sense.
You arrive at Embers. Small little building, not meant to be where it is, a spiteful sort of inclusion in the city.
That makes sense.
How are we going about this? You all stand outside of Ember's door.
All right.
I'm just gonna jump right in and I'll cast locate not person, creature.
Creature.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing,
creature.
slightly more inclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am creature. You are creature.
We
They
are
are
creature.
creature too. Mm-hmm.
You don't feel anything.
Okay. But it lasts for an hour, so. Yeah.
And what's
turn
the
him
range on it again?
1,000 feet.
Whoa.
Got it. It's a big
And
net.
as soon as she's in that, I'll feel like what direction she's moving and can get closer.
Okay.
Fascinating.
All right.
I should get going. Start searching.
Okay. All right. Nana will dip her hand into the bag of tricks and see what Rufio comes out as today. What do I roll?
A D8.
D8. Thank you. It has given me a 2.
Rufio is a giant rat, and conveniently,
Good sniffer.
for our purposes, he has keen smell, which gives advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on smell.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Good. Excellent. Nana is going to start kind of coaching Rufio on, here's the blood from the person we're trying to find. This is something from their person. It might have some smell of theirs.
Just out of curiosity, how big is a giant rat?
I believe it's medium.
Are they like
size.
dog size?
It is small sized, so like the size of a
So it's just
gnome.
like a good sized dog.
A good sized doggo, so like a Great Dane size rat.
Wow.
Maybe not even that big.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Golden
terrier.
I would
retriever?
put Great Dane into
Terrier
me.
size.
Somewhere
Seems like a
between
hefty
either way,
rat.
this is a very big rat. Definitely not a suspicious animal for you all to be walking around this particular town with, but I digress. So it is Team Eagle and Fen in the skies, and then everybody else on the ground. Is that
I
what we're doing?
Believe so.
that was our idea, yes.
So I need DM estimation since we haven't really tried this. About what distance do you anticipate that Jenny would be willing to seek out Keld from if I set her loose to find him?
I mean,
The
Kel does
straighter
bring the
the
good
shot,
treats.
The better. So you could go an okay distance. If you left the city, 100% you're done. I think if you get... Hell, you could probably do a good mile and be positive of it. And be like, as long as Keld is outside and near maybe where he started, Jenny could find him. If Keld is not where he was, she will then have to try and find him manually, which could be more difficult if she doesn't. She'll have to roll. But
He is a
she'll
pretty
know
big boy, so he should stand out pretty good.
But if he steps inside or is hiding, or Jenny rolls poorly because she is a small bird, but
I just have to stand like this with like a treat in the air and not.
she could do an okay job depending.
All right. No specific plans for that, but just good to know that that might be an option.
Okay. You all take off into the sky. Let's start with downtown team.
Making our way downtown.
Nana, first would you be so kind as to give me... See, the thing is, you're pretty lucky. This animal knows how to understand commands.
Mm-hmm.
But I do need an animal handling check to get the whole point across.
I
Just
understand.
To get into this position
Yeah.
of this rat is gonna lead me around town.
I am blessed with a good roll. That is a 21 animal handling.
Okay, you are able
And my
to
animal
relay.
handling's not good.
You're able to relay. You think the situation to
Mhm.
this rat. And then go ahead and you'd be so kind to tell me what our dear rat friend adds to perception.
Hmm?
I do not know this.
He's got a +0 to wisdom, but he rolls at advantage. Oh, yeah. Passive perception is 10, but
Well,
he's got his
we're gonna
+0
just
to
do.
wisdom.
We're not doing passive because he is actively searching.
Okay.
Um,
So he's got a +0 to wisdom, but he rolls with advantage.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and roll for our dude.
Best of luck, buddy.
Okay,
You got this, Rufio. Believe in
this
you.
big rat begins to make its way through town, and let me tell you, 80% of the people you encounter hate it.
This
Just
place
taking the
is
dog
going
for
to
a
the
walk.
dogs.
um,
He's sick.
all of you kind of jog behind this very large rat that, like, the spatial awareness of the rat could be confusing because sometimes he's like a ferret and sometimes he's a big elk. So like
I
he
will
goes
defend
by like some
Rufio.
boxes or a barrel and he like knocks that shit over as he turns and he walks off and you got to kind of go behind him and put it up. He's a nuisance. I'm gonna put it bluntly. This dude's a nuisance. But he's doing his best as he
We
begins
believe
to
in
make his
him.
way, snoofing through town. He in the air. You are
A nuisance.
scanning the kind of like eastern side of town, starting around Embers and then making your way further out.
Yeah.
Okay. Fen, are you all just kind of also casually looking? Like maybe you'll get lucky.
Uh, yeah, I
You're
guess
welcome
I'm
to.
looking. I'm
Fen,
I'm
Yeah, we're
looking
looking too.
from my advantage of elevation for like cellar doors that might have been pried open. That's what I'm looking for.
okay, very specific. And the thing is, if you start to get high, the wind does start to pick up a bit, and it's just kind of like Finn has to squint against it. So at about like the rooftops, you're still fine. But Fen, go ahead and give me a perception check, and Nyx, go ahead and give me a perception check.
I get advantage because of the eagle thing. Wait.
You know this whole eagle thing I got going on?
Yeah, the eagle thing.
25.
Okay.
Same.
Wow. So aware. Okay. The hunt begins as you all make your way around downtown team. This is the most determined rat you've ever seen in your life.
We stand him.
Just running forward, goes down an alleyway, stops, sniffs, turns, runs, stops, sniffs, turns, right, and then right, and then right,
Oh no.
Uh,
and then
We're in
right.
a loop.
oh
And the scenery
no.
begins to start to look similar.
Oh no.
Okay. All
This
right.
must be where the trail ends.
That
You say
or
that this
she's
rat
hiding close
is
by.
confused. This
Oh
rat
no.
has become a bit confused, but is still hunting.
Can I give
Okay.
him a little snack?
Yeah, you give him a snack. You give him a snack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does he have temp HP? Is it that kind of snack?
Unfortunately, I only had 4 of those.
Yeah,
Oh.
you
Good
don't get
old
any of those.
snack.
But he
Just a
can have
regular snack.
He's happy to eat, but it seems that he has failed in this attempt to track.
Hmm.
You know,
Damn.
he tried.
Oh, you did your best, Rufio. You did your best. It's all right. Probably she crossed her path a couple times, and well, either she's hiding close by, or maybe she's managed to cross the streams, as it were. I don't know. Is that a thing?
I
I
mean,
don't think that's the thing.
technically, yes, in D&D, water is pretty relevant, as in other games.
Well, I
Moving
suppose,
water
yes,
can
that's true.
actually be an issue for things.
Like
But
tracking.
you watch as this little dude, he like keeps it up for a little longer. He got a snack. He's very excited, and he like gets
Yeah.
ahead, and he like does like a little turn around something, and then gets real excited and kind of gets into the pointing position at Nana, who has the arrow. Um, officially,
no.
officially
Oh
done.
no.
Okay, no, it's
He
all
did his
right. That's
best.
okay. It was a worthwhile try. It was a good try. I'm not mad about it. You did a good job, Rufio. Thank you for your help.
Rat stares at you with its doll eyes.
Does he
Um,
like ear scritches?
I mean, sure.
Who doesn't? Besides
He's not
Fern?
Jenny. Um,
Not.
but Sky Team, Uptown Team, you take to the air.
Uptown.
Fen, I'm gonna say nothing stands out to you as like a broken lock on a cellar door or splintered wood or something out of place, or even, droplets of blood around something. Just keeping an eye out for that type of thing. Nothing seems to stand out to you. I'm going to roll a dice. Dun, 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 dun. You fly and you scan and you're taking in the surroundings. You are fully convinced, Nix. This bitch fully left the east side of town. This bitch fucking left the east side of town. And you are coming to the end of your spell, so you will need to either land or see what happens. Well, your spell's still fine, but your other spell is not fine, so never mind about my statement. Ignore half of that. You are about to lose your detection spell, not your eagle spell.
Okay. So-
Restating.
So locate creatures gonna be gone, but
Yes, it is on its last little legs and then peters out.
okay. Probably keep searching for a little bit, but because I don't want to have to land and re-up it since Fen can't do speak with animals.
Just a craw, and then you keep flying. How much longer would you fly? Another 30, another hour?
Maybe like half an hour.
Until she feels
Just
Fern start
looking.
shivering.
Yeah.
This guy, it's like he doesn't have feathers.
What's wrong with this guy?
Come on, guy, get feathers, am I right?
Dress for the
But-
occasion.
Do you keep expanding outwards, or do you start heading back in those 30 minutes? Like, are you going to try and land near Embers, or are you going to end far away and then walk back? If you're landing.
I think I'll land heading more back towards Ember since that's where the party knew we were. And that's where I think she'll end up eventually to get her thing.
Yeah, you can go to Embers and still be an eagle and stand in front of that door if you're so inclined.
Actually, could I just fly the direction that they were in so that I could drop Fen off so that he could speak to someone?
Barrel roll above the. There you go. This is yours.
I feel like it's easy to find the area where there's a rat running around because people are making noise about it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me another perception check. Fen, you're like, okay, it's been like an hour 30. Oh, we're turning kind of back. Okay, like you're able to pick
yeah.
up on that. Is that we're turning around a bit.
That's 27.
27. Boy, howdy, is it easy to find you goofballs stomping around town with a big rat. How are you getting Fen back with the party?
I'll go with the
Are you
roof.
landing
I'll
or
make him climb down from the roof.
Um,
I don't want to
This-
land in the road. That sounds like a bad idea.
That does seem rather hard to navigate. Might knock somebody in the head with your wings, you know.
you sort of get a good spot near a roof. Fen is able to jump off as you kind of like there's like a head tilt, like
Yeah. Go to them.
huh? Party. You see a big eagle. As
I do
Fen
believe.
is kind of gestured off onto the roof.
We need to work on our communication.
There's a beat click.
Yeah.
Um,
A loud
what are you doing
caw.
now, Nix?
Gosh. I'm just gonna listen to see what the conversation is before I decide if I'm gonna swap back out or not.
So you get comfortable. You are all back together.
And head on a swivel for this lady, because maybe she saw us from a distance, because giant bird.
Yeah, none of you
Who knows?
have been stealthy. That
No.
that is very apparent.
Yeah.
But you can give me a perception check, Nix, just to be looking about. What's up, team?
Mm,
Well, is
I
Fen
didn't
going to
get the
climb down and
impression
join
that-
us?
Yeah, Fenn's gonna climb down.
Cool, cool, cool.
That's a 23 for the head on a swivel.
Okay, good to know.
well, we haven't
Anything?
had much luck.
Yeah.
I didn't get the. I can't speak to her, but I didn't get the impression that she saw anything. She didn't
Just shaking its head.
gesture in any way
Ah.
other than to get the hell off of her back when we approached that roof over there.
I'd guess she'd be a lot more excited if she'd found anything, and
We
frankly,
covered,
so would we.
we covered a lot of ground. Nothing in the east of town from what I could tell. I'm sure she'll squawk
Maybe
at me
she
if I'm
booked
wrong.
it somewhere else.
I mean, she could have gone to the west of town, tried to lay low. What's over there?
West or south or north or outside of town, we've got nothing to go on at this point.
What
Other
side
than
of town was the bakery in?
That I also
Bakery
wanna
was more from where you are. You would have to go back west. It's more of a central structure.
Gotcha.
A bit north from like the temple and stuff like that, but it is kind of heading into that area of town.
Well, if I'm to message her and get her attention, what should I say? What should I offer?
Healing if she's hurting. Safety regardless.
Parlay.
But we don't intend to kill her. That's
We want to talk.
You can give her information about Tate if she wants it.
Yeah. I think if it comes to that.
Maybe that would entice her. At the very least, if we could offer her somewhere that she could hide away from the guards. They are actively pursuing her right now, and we wouldn't want to draw attention to her. I'm sure she would be very, very unlikely to meet with us if she thought we might.
And can we have her offer a location? Since we have the numbers?
better than her not agreeing to meet with us at all, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean, if there's anywhere in town that the guard might not come, I don't know. I can't really think of very many places aside from the brothel, but I'd rather not go there with someone trying to keep a low profile and meet for business.
It also might be
Here's
a
a
good idea to send the message somewhere more secluded, so we're not just standing around town.
That's true. And if she does suggest a location and we're not sure of its safety, Nyx still is a bird, and Roshan, if you could make her invisible, she could always scout out ahead to ensure that that place is safe before we get there.
Sure.
But that's further than I think we're ready to plan at this point. I'd rather just make contact and make sure she doesn't leave our grasp, indefinitely.
Yeah, see if we can get a response at least from her.
Yeah. Well, let's get somewhere out of the open road and hole up for a little while, long enough for Roshan to send that message, shall we?
Absolutely.
Where are you guys going?
How far away would we be at this point from the inn?
What is time?
Yeah, it's a good question.
You're not close, but you
Yeah.
could walk there in under an hour, probably.
That,
Yeah, I
or
would
we could
suggest
maybe
the
like
end or embers.
that, or we could maybe just, grab some seats outside of a cafe or something and just kind of like make
I
quiet
think
conversation.
That's the opposite of what we should do.
Okay. No.
I can be quiet when I send this message, so it doesn't really matter where it is as long as there's no prying ears. We haven't
Well,
seen
right then.
any of the ears around. It's usually just the eyes.
That's true, but that being said, with so many
do
eyes
they have
wandering, you
ears
must
too?
wonder. The walls do tend to have them, so perhaps it would be best for us to go somewhere more private. Either Embers or the inn. What do you all think?
I guess let's
I'm
just
feel
fine
like
with
Emma might
either.
be a little-
Yeah, Embers is the one point that we know might be an anchor for her within the city, but also someone whose bad side I don't want to be on, and who we don't want to implicate in any of this if we don't have to, is my opinion.
That's
Alright,
fair.
let's go back to the inn then.
Yeah, I think the inn's the best bet for now. Let's head back.
Okay. Is it a large eagle flying through the sky to the inn?
Oh yeah, she's watching. She's watching for this girl.
With a giant
She's
rat on
crazy.
its back now.
Yeah, since no one else
Rufio
wants to ride.
deserves
Actually, since it'll take them a while to walk, I'll just be doing like back and forth sweeps because I'll be so much faster with my 80 movement.
You are correct.
Yeah, you're doing sweeps. I'll even use your big perception check that you just gave me. Nothing.
Damn.
You see the occasional eye.
I'll squawk at them.
Bird. You fly
It's a
by.
bird. It's a big bird.
The big bird.
It's a big bird right there.
Big bird. So Nix, I'm assuming you will land a bit before the party gets there and change back and go in, or
Yeah, I'll wait outside with the rat, give it some scratches.
Opens the door with a wing.
the rest of the party walks, and Rufio gets to ride.
Wind in his fur.
Actually, I'll be talking to the rat. I speak with animals right now, so I'll
Wow.
ritual cast it and just talk with it
Hell yeah.
while I wait.
I want to know what he said.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, man, it's
Julian's
hard,
like-
because, like, what am I really, Am I a bunch of balls in a bag, or am I like a rat, or a wolf? Like, I'm having an identity crisis,
I do actually. I can do the same thing. It's just I get to pick it.
Oh, see, I don't have a lot of choice in the matter. I just kind of pop up as something, and it is kind of jarring to go from like non-existence to existence and then like a different existence,
Yeah.
Like I'm working on it.
At least he gave you a name. Do you like the
It's
name?
pretty
Do you want
sweet.
a different one?
The thing
I
is,
can
like,
let him know.
honestly, I'm good with whatever. The people before had a different name, so I'm kind of like, you gotta learn because like the ending sound isn't the same. So,
Mm.
it's whatever.
Yeah.
I love how
pretty
the rat
rough.
has a New York accent.
What are you doing?
I'm sniffing here.
Hey, I'm sniffing here.
Flips box.
Nix, because your perception check once again was so high, as you approach the inn, the thing is, like, you're not stealthing. Once again, you're a big bird, and now you're walking with a big rat, and
Mhm.
you're a blue
And-
person
And talking to a rat.
actively speaking to a rat. As you approach the inn, you see somebody sitting on a bench wave at you. You recognize this as one of the eyes. This is the one. This is Blink. You didn't get his name.
It's Blink.
But he like waves at you. Good morning. Nice rat.
Nice. He says that you're nice. In case-
Hey, you know. I guess.
I'll let the rat have the chair and just stand there.
Oh my god.
Just sitting next to a rat looking at you. And Blink, who has their hood up currently, but you can just see like the bits of blonde hair sticking through and a bit of eye makeup up at the corners. Still wearing the purple garb that matches with the eye. I'm assuming the rest of you are returning. Listen, I'm not trying to pressure anyone. I'm just being available.
So you have no leads. Yeah, got it.
Do you? Question, do you? Because that would be great.
You know, my ideas, they don't really like the ideas that I have to be able to find her. They think it's a little too drastic. So I can tell you she's not in the east side of town.
That is incredibly helpful. That's actually something that we could use. You know what? I fully forgive you for running away when I wanted to have a conversation.
I figured it was more useful to try to find her then, but gosh, she's fast.
Seems to be the case. We have a good few eyes on it. The thing is, we're spread a good bit thin. Sadly for us. He raises a hand and he sort of does like a this kind of gesture. And goes like this. And you hear somebody behind you start walking away. Oh, we're just spreading the word. We don't want to waste our time in the east.
Yeah. No, I could use some spells, and she definitely wasn't there. But
Once again, no pressure. I'm just taking a snack break here. Reaches into his pocket to like pull out just like a crumpled looking sandwich. I'm just relaxing for a moment. But Love Kid can be a lot. I get that.
I mean,
You
I
weren't
never
there,
met them.
so you didn't get to experience the
I've
whole-
actually not even heard the name. I think. Yeah. Who's that?
That's all right. Honestly, that may be for the best. Clove Kid is probably one of the highest ranking officers in town. And, you know, is aware of it. You know the type. But I think we all want the same thing. It seems maybe our methods and our outcomes, wherever they may be, whatever they may be, and how we acquire them. Please reach out. If you want help and you want a non-violent option amongst friends.
I did try to, like, I can do this thing with my pot. I'll show him the pot, and where I can see people, but wherever she is, I think it's probably in some kind of crawl space because it was really dark. So
That makes sense.
that's where she'd been hiding the 2 times I was able to check on her yesterday. But she was in
Well-
the east then, but she's not there now.
Understood. Well, if you decide that you want help, like a lot of help, you know, we could rally the troops, as they say.
I mean, the others are going to be here in probably a few minutes. You're having your snack break
I
anyway.
could sit around and wait. I do have to eat this sandwich that I was planning on eating on this bench in particular.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna dig out something that looks probably disgusting and snack on
Oh
it.
my god. I
He
love our
breaks his
gremlin.
sandwich in half and just like slowly begins to present this half sandwich to the rat, who just sort of like gums it out of his hand. That's unpleasant. I'm actually not a fan of it. As he eats his sandwich.
It would probably been easier for him to eat it when he was a panther yesterday, but
But as you kind of then awkwardly sit there eating for a few minutes, the rest of the party does approach. You see Blink on a bench with a rat and Nix. Good morning. You have a rat.
That
We
seems
do have a
regular.
rat.
Today.
We were attempting to look for signs of the assailant. No luck so far.
She's a bit slippery, isn't she? We're also struggling a bit. We are fingers crossed, but based on from what we've been able to pick up, we do think she is still in town. And it seems not on the eastern side of town. Thank you again. But I was just extending to my new friend here, whose name I did not ask for, and I don't think I gave mine, so really, we're barely in the acquaintance territory. Is that Clove Kid can be a lot, but we can help each other. I just want it on the table from a friendly face, a less Clove Kid face. That's all. If you want assistance, message us. I'm sure you're capable. If you want a non-violent outcome, I advise contacting and, maybe make some friends along the way. Could be good. Yes, Fen.
Just want it before the moment passes. When Blink mentioned that Nyx had not even given her name, Fen just like kind of nods and like gives a wink in like agreement and like approval, like good job, not even telling that guard your name.
I don't need to.
They just don't have social skills.
No,
This
neither one of
minus
them.
one charisma.
It's planning, but you're like, nice one. Nyx is like,
Yeah.
100%
Oh,
on
God.
purpose.
There we go. Yep, definitely.
well, if you do have any questions, I'm out of sandwich. That was kind of my reason to sit on this bench. All right.
There hasn't been any further sign of, I don't know, trouble around the town, anything that seems similar to her movements from yesterday?
The town has seemed incredibly quiet. None of our fire line has been tripped, so feeling pretty good about that.
All right.
My
Is this-
apologies, as he kind of scans the faces. Fire line is something we've just started trying out. It's a powder that you can lay across a surface, including snow and, what have you. And if a person crosses it, causes just enough of a spark for it to go up, not in a dangerous way, but in an indicative way that somebody was there. So, none of that
interesting.
has been
Okay.
tripped.
This Gunhild, is this a person that was known to you prior to the incident yesterday?
Well, yes, Gunhild is a known mercenary who has done great things for the town and is a favorite of the chief. That's where we are currently. Do you see why, the extension of hands?
Yes. Yes, that
Yes,
does make a
yes.
good bit of sense.
Made a lot of the beautiful art around town, all the dead shit.
We're familiar with her work.
She wasn't the only one, but she's the only one that's here now. Is that correct, of her group?
I could not say 100%. All of them could be bouncing around town, but I haven't seen or heard anything.
All right.
All right.
Well, I am out of sandwich, and this rat is also out of sandwich, so. Uh, he stands and sort of like brushes the little crumbs off of his pants.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in touch if you're so inclined. And then sort of gives like a polite bow and then begins to make his way away from the inn.
I suppose let's head our way into the inn, and I suppose I'd like to get some of your thoughts, everyone, about
Okay.
that, but not in the street.
You all make your way to the room unimpeded. They will not let a big rat come into their establishment.
Aww.
A big rat not cutting it.
Nana will, of course, hand the bag of tricks back over to Fen. I mean, I don't know if you want him to just wait out in the stable with Thick Biscuit or...
It's fine. We can bring him back as we
Can
can
you
try to bring him
stable
back
this
as something
rat
else
for-
later.
You know, he's
He can
kind of
just-
he's dealing with a lot. He's not handling the whole going in a bag and not existing for a while very well. So maybe let him.
Oh no!
Oh,
be
what
in
do you?
the stable.
Really?
The bag seems so
That's
cozy.
a lot.
Oh dear. Well, I didn't realize we were causing him distress.
All right, fine, and I'll take him to the stable and set him in the cart with All right, this is Thick Biscuit. He's a friend. Thick Biscuit. This is
sure he has a
Rufio.
blanket.
You've met him. You've never seen him as a rat before, but this is the same Rufio that you saw before. You've seen him as an elk. You didn't like him when he was a big wolf, but this is the same. He's nice now.
I'll translate
We'll
and just
be-
be like, "This is Rufio."
We'll be
He's
back.
chill.
Hi there, Rufio. My name's Big Biscuit or something. I don't know. It's a joke or something.
God.
Okay.
I love
My existence kind of feels like a joke sometimes. Am I right?
Oh my
Okay.
god!
She's like, "They're
I'm
gonna
gonna
have
sit
a
in
great
front of this
time."
cot like a little
You
person.
know,
and
this
just
is a
get-
good duo.
Yeah.
This
Um,
is a very good duo. I'm glad they have each other.
But you all reconvene in the room,
Okay.
and that is where we
Well-
are going to take our break.
That sounds perfect.
Thank you all for being here. We appreciate it. Once again, happy Hanukkah. We're gonna take a 10-minute break, go get a snack and a drink, and we'll get into the thick of it. See you guys in 10.
A thick biscuit.
Oh!
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Dice Code for episode 114 of On the Backs of Gods. We just took our 10-minute break. The party did some scouting, came up empty-handed for the most part, and was once again offered a hand from the local guards. And the party has gone inside to deliberate their next move. You are all in the room. What are we doing?
Okay.
All right. Well, obviously, I've got questions about the conversation you had with Blink before we got there, Nix, but I think perhaps more pressing might be.
It was the same thing as what he said when you guys walked up.
Oh, I see. Just more the same.
Yeah. I
Appreciate
got him
if
to
we'd
feed
reach
half a
out, so-
sandwich to Rufio, though, so.
Ah, that was very nice of him. But I suppose then, no, I don't know. I've got to think about whether or not that's going to be worthwhile for us to pursue, but we may as well try and reach out and a branch of some sort that offers some sort of signature of a peaceful intent. I feel as though Ptolemaeus probably would have known a good word for that, but I don't know. Anyway, let's see. I guess, Roshan, if we could maybe, like we've said, offer her somewhere neutral to meet and healing if she needs it, and a chance to talk. I think maybe that's going to be our best bet. What do you think?
Do you want me to offer someplace to her, or ask her to offer someplace we could meet?
Well, if we're asking her to give up her hiding place, perhaps it would be better for us to give her the chance to choose somewhere neutral to go.
How many back and forths do we have, Roshan?
At max, 4. But that will also leave me entirely tapped out.
Oh no.
I'm not asking you to do that, so let's try to be efficient about this.
Yeah.
I have confidence in you.
If we need to send just a short, like, yes or no, we can let her know to look at the sky, and I can put it up there for her.
You can do what?
You know, like, right in the sky with clouds.
You can do that? Really?
It's not, yeah.
I've seen it.
Huh, that's pretty cool. I've never seen that for myself, but I suppose that's as good a compromise as any.
And if we
sorry,
want
I
to really
have
get
to-
her there, we could, you know, point out that we killed her friend.
I
Oh,
gotta
let's not
stop
do
you
that,
real
please.
quick just because
No,
this is
even-
funny and I
even
want
I
to
know
I want to
not to
say
do
it,
that.
guys. Hey, 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
Yeah,
The moment will leave.
yeah.
Now it's not going to be as cool because I had to try hard, but I'm
But-
just picturing you guys playing, like, you know, Odin's Ruin just casually in the woods. And Nyx is like, hey, look up. And it's just like, you a bitch. Just in the sky.
For sure.
Just a whole spell slot for it.
And
You a
I could
bitch.
do it ritual cast.
Nice
actually,
try,
so-
loser.
Oh my god.
Just casually casting throughout the day. Hey, look up.
And then
You
I
a
change
bitch.
my role at the same time.
Like,
Okay,
God
go back
damn
to
it.
the
Just
conversation.
this hand gesture.
I had to get the thought. As you were.
I don't understand what it means, but I feel offended.
The clouds look awfully phallic today, don't they?
You're just sitting by the window and doing it, you know,
yeah.
shaping them.
You would have to
It's
do it
proof.
like you're in a chat room. Like it would have to be like
Oh
numbers and letters and like symbols to make the.
Oh my
make
god.
yeah, exactly.
That's so fucking
Perfect.
funny. I love it. Old school ASCII emojis.
Anywho, sorry to derail.
Anywho,
Couldn't help
yep.
myself. Please get back on board.
Of course,
Get back
of
in.
course.
Yeah.
8 equals D mean?
Where are we supposed to go? Here.
Unclear. Perhaps in the direction it's pointing.
I will cast Sending to Gunhild.
Okay.
And here we go.
Here we go, boy.
You're now wanted by more than just the town guard. It seems you have reservations about the guard. Where could we meet you to ensure our mutual safety?
To ensure is where it cuts off.
Fuck.
Okay.
So close.
Well,
There is a pause. You know, I thought you were him.
mm,
You? Take me out to the woods? So stupid. Put me down like a dog? Fuck! And then it cuts off there. Seems it's taking a moment.
Roshan will reply.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, question. What was I can never remember which town we're in and which town we just saved.
You're in Noansik, the other town was Noan.
Okay.
that's why. They're a couple syllables off.
We wanted to prevent another Nawatan. We would like to meet to ensure all of our safety. But we can't let you leave.
Before we talk?
I mean, that's a sentence.
Mm,
I'll say with the.
no.
With the cuts
Yeah,
off.
fine. Just-
Hmm.
There was a delay. The seconds tick and tick and tick. I need you to give me what you think this is, a persuasion check or a deception check.
18.
What do we got on the roll?
18, sorry.
Okay. And after about a little over a minute passes of radio silence, let's meet then. Public place. The Learning Pavilion. All 5 of you, or not at all. Any sign of violence, I'm gone. Or you are. That's where it cuts off.
I mean, she is scared.
Valid.
Roshan shares that she would like to meet at the Learning Pavilion.
Are we familiar with that?
You guys aren't frequenters of the Learning Pavilion.
That
We're
seems
about to be.
unfortunate, but I suppose, yes. Exactly, Keld, we're going to fix that. Right now, I guess. I'm not sure anyone in this establishment would know where to find the Learning Pavilion, but I'm sure someone can tell us.
That's very
the
rude,
barkeep
but okay.
might.
Well,
It's
maybe.
worth asking.
Yeah, it's worth asking.
We have to walk by to
She-
leave anyway.
That's true, that's true.
She also said that we all 5 must be there. And that any sign of violence means someone dies.
Hmm.
And
All
I
right.
wouldn't put it past her that it could be one of us.
That's understandable. And she's running scared at this point. She knows she's got a target on her back. She will react like a cornered animal, and I can't blame her. But that said, I think perhaps we should draw as little attention to ourselves heading to her location as we can, because I guarantee if the eye sees us heading there, someone's going to follow. And if they see her,
Possible.
they may attempt to arrest her, and she may interpret it as violence. I don't know.
I strongly agree with Nana. We need to figure out where the Learning Pavilion is, and we need to be sure we can trust the person that we ask, that they're not going to pass that information along to the Eye or any of the Lashes.
How do we feel about the bartender?
I think that the last time we were in town, we probably spent enough here to earn their loyalty, no?
I mean, I would have hoped.
And I'm
I'd
sure they get
expect, but I
asked
don't know.
questions all the time, so why would they be
Especially by
suspicious?
tourists. Yeah. Alright. Let's have a go. Are we all ready for this?
Are we
Let's
going
hope.
to make
Think
sure we're
so.
not followed?
I can certainly do my best for that, yes.
Is that something we think we need to do?
Do
Maybe.
we want the Lashes' help or not?
Not if it's going to come off as a betrayal of our word not to do violence. I'm
If
certainly not even of the mind that we can necessarily trust them, honestly.
They claim to want to go about this as peacefully as possible, but there's no telling what would happen.
she could misread the situation if she sees guards coming, one way or another, whether their intent is good or no. I mean, if we could count upon a guard being stealthy enough to not be seen, I'm sure the Eye would appreciate a tip-off, but do we trust them that far?
We could always summon them if we need them later, but I'd rather go in good faith prior. But that's my opinion, and welcome to hear anyone else's.
I'm inclined to agree with Fen. What about you all?
I think that makes sense.
Then let's go. Quietly,
Alright.
quickly.
We'll head to the bartender, and then once we get outside, I'll see that we're as least likely to be followed as possible, and we can make our way.
When we're ready, I will cast invisibility on myself and Keld.
Okay.
So even if Keld is a loud clanky boy, he will be an invisible clanky boy.
Boy, oh boy, a straight roll, unless it involves peering on somebody else's part. But a straight roll nonetheless.
And Nana will be applying Pass Without Trace once we get outside the inn.
Okay. You approach the bartender who 100% knows what the Learning Pavilion is.
Cool.
It is an area closer to the nicer part of town, kind of right on the cusp, not incredibly far from the bakery in essence, but
Hmm.
it is a small town square um, with nice upkeep and often frequents people and and a lot of youths.
Hmm.
But you are given
Alright.
directions.
Oh, perfect.
Fantastic.
So
And hopefully those directions are good.
Was it relayed to us that there's a lot of youth there?
yeah, they say it's usually an area where people go to learn things. Some kids go there, a lot of kids go to hear stories, or um, it is relayed to you that it is a high traffic area for like schools.
Okay.
Sounds like an
Right.
interesting place.
They
All
say,
right,
but they're like,
everyone.
hey, any age can go. I've seen old people there.
Okay. That's good.
When we get that information, Roshan quietly suggests perhaps we should go check on Thick Biscuit.
Yeah, I think that
with
might
the
be a good
intent
idea.
that once we get there, we can leave quietly from there rather than from a busy tavern, or maybe
That's
not
a
busy
good
tavern.
idea.
So you're bringing Thick Biscuit with you.
No.
No.
No,
Okay.
we're
What-
just
what
going
We're
out
just
to the
Gonna
stable
go to the stable.
as a way of excusing ourselves from the tavern and then going
See,
quietly
I was
from
just
the
like,
tavern.
God, it's just a bunch of
Stable.
invisible people in a cart
He
just
said only
casually
5
going through
voices.
town.
Just
It's
a
an
cart driving itself.
It's a
Actually, no,
self-driving
There's a
cart.
rat just driving
a rat
this cart.
driving the cart.
It's a rat driving this cart.
That's a very smart rat. He's heading to the learning pavilion. He's going to learn some more.
He's a smart guy.
It's a
You
learning
guys
lad.
excuse yourselves. Whoever is
Mhm.
invisible can roll with advantage. Not you, Keld. You are rolling a straight roll.
Mhm.
But everybody can add +10 to their stealth
Yeah.
check.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Thank God for that. My shit roll came back.
30.
23.
26. 26.
Got a 19.
Wow.
Glad for that
Yeah.
+10.
Oh yeah.
28.
Ooh.
Nice.
That Keld did better than Nyx.
You know,
funny.
she's
I
not
love
very
that.
sneaky. You know.
You know,
Mhm.
she's like, I'll sneak in hell. Find me beach.
I'm invisible, so you can't see how ridiculously I'm walking.
Trying to be stealthy. That's great.
It's like holding everything
just
down
imagine
so it
he's
doesn't
got, like,
clank.
Keld has like overconfidence because he knows he's invisible, so he's like sashaying. But
Oh my God.
Uh,
It's like it's either that or he's just clamping onto every clattery thing that moves
Yeah.
as he walks.
yeah, dude has literal a literal metal pot on his back full of loose objects. He's not the stealthiest guy in town.
Yeah.
But today,
I should do something
today.
about that.
Maybe.
you all make your way through town. Early afternoon. I'd say it's like noonish, 1.
when we left, if I looked out, was I able to see any sign of anybody like watching for us to leave?
You're welcome to do a perception check.
19.
You don't see anybody.
Okay.
You all begin to make your way stealthily through town, and after a while of walking, you start to hit more of a traffic, the sound of people moving around and talking and loud conversation, and you have entered. You're kind of right at the edge of the Learning Pavilion. This is a populated small town square, kind of like a couple gazebos or pillars with roofs sort of set up. So if if it's a rough day, you can go under the gazebo. There's also lines of shrubs sort of lining the area in a couple spots. And you can see that there's people of all ages here. There are a few older people who look like they've sat down to have a conversation and catch up. There's people just passing through and walking through this space. And there's also a man sitting on a little bit of a stool talking to at least a dozen school kids who are all sitting um, on little blankets on the ground, listening to this man tell stories. Are you guys dropping all your stuff before you enter the pavilion?
Nana will kind of like gesture that maybe we should step into like a side alley or somewhere that is not the middle of the road when we drop the invisibility and the pass
Yes.
without trace.
Sure.
Just somewhere kind of off the
good.
beaten path, not in direct traffic.
That's easy enough. You're welcome to drop all spells.
I think that's for the best. I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of you
And
enter in the pavilion.
yeah. Heading in.
Okay. You all begin to make your way into the pavilion, making yourselves not as stealthy as possible. It's a fun little space. You hear laughing and talking, and as you sort of kind of round into the space, you get a better view of it, and you can see amongst these school-age children, ranging from younger to like young teen. You can also see there's teenagers around. There's two that are holding hands and talking. It's very cute. But you can see amongst the children listening to the story, there is a hooded figure, a little closer to the tween size, but you recognize the hood.
Mm-hmm.
And you watch as the figure kind of stretches and like sets a hand on the shoulder of like one of the kids next to them and like leans in, and you hear the kid laugh, and you watch her hand over a platinum piece to the kid before like patting the kid's back and standing up. The hood is pulled back and you are looking at Gunhild wearing a wig, a black wig with kind of choppy bangs, and it's about shoulder length. But she makes full eye contact, like a quick glance over at your group, and then she starts walking to a bench.
Okay.
This bench is I'll be straightforward, is moving distance from the group of where the story is being told. You could get there in a movement.
Okay.
But
Shall we head over in that direction?
That's
Not
what we
like
came to do.
super booking it over there, just kind of casual.
we all power walk over there.
We sprint.
Casually stroll.
You all make your
Meander.
way over. And there's people walking by. There's a person on like a bench like 10 feet away from you guys. They don't seem interested in you. They're reading a book. But she sort of gets comfortable sitting sort of a wide stance, kind of a bend to the knee. There's comfort in it, but just like the way her hand rests on her leg, it looks like for people with higher insight, she is in a situation where it looks like she is ready to spring up if needed. So a casual presenting, not so casual position. As you make your way over, she kind of has like a bit of a smirk at the corner of the lips. You can see that she looks like a bit pale, bags under the eyes, a little different than last time, a little more intense there. But like glances to your group and like looks like she's accounting for everyone. And her eyes stop on Keld and the shield on his back.
Shit.
And you watch her hand flex on her knee. Nails dig into the leathers there. Eyes wide. This smirk dead immediately. Any false appearance dead immediately. and she looks you in the eye. And there is a moment, Keld, where you are staring into this woman's eyes, and with your insight and understanding of people, you watch a heart break over and over and over and over until it twists and bends, and it is an anger that seethes. A sadness pushed past, stepping immediately into anger. And you can see the gnashing of teeth. All you can see, she is staring at Keld, and then, almost as if pulled out of a dream, glances over the rest of you and swallows heavy, and then looks at Nyx. Blue and green. Blue and green. Those were a few people's last words. Last thing they were able to send off. Blue and green. It makes a little more sense now. What do you want?
Keld's sort of lingering on the shield issue, and I want to take it off my back and offer it to her.
She looks at you. Is he dead? Did you burn him?
Yes.
Good. Keep your fucking shield.
We want you to stop supporting Bosch.
If you insist. I'm out of here.
But we would
Thanks,
like
guys.
to enable you to be able to leave his control without incurring harm.
Oh, yeah. Easy peasy.
It's not a simple matter. We're not delusional, but we want to help, and we do not want a repeat of what happened in the other town. So we
Or
want
anything
to help.
worse.
Yeah. We want to help you, and if there is any hesitance you have about what has been done in Bosch's name in these places, it's our hope you might be able to help us a little.
Ooh, we just want to help. Look at us. Good guys. Fuck you. You were gonna lure me out into the goddamn woods and kill me.
We were going to lure you out into the woods so that you hopefully showed us where you hid the holes filled with dead things that you sicked on the last city you came from.
You can go fuck yourself. Besides,
All right,
nothing to show.
everyone, easy. We're all here, presumably because we want something from the other, and none of us want any of us to come to harm.
I don't care if you
We
guys
were
die.
at-
I just want that on the table real quick. You can continue.
We were at Noaten. We saw what Bosch and his followers did. We saw what they left behind. It was not salvation. It was death and destruction of the worst variety. We don't want that to happen here or anywhere else. And I get the impression that you don't either. Whether you say you don't care what happens to us, I get the impression that you don't want that to happen here. This is your home. You're known here. This is where we met you, just outside these walls. Not walls, but these your crew. You know, you and Ing and the late Tate. You put those monsters out there on spikes. Now you create monsters of your own? I know that's not what you're about. We met you, you were monster hunters, not monster creators.
I'm sorry. That is a pretty good leap in logic, I think, to go to. No, we were
Well,
working for the guard when we met you. We were asked
uh,
very nicely to hunt creatures. And we did, under the guard's request.
And you
well,
didn't
now
know the guard was making more of them.
I'm not gonna pretend that I'm ignorant to anything that's going on. But I'm not kneeling at the man's feet. Not like the others.
And
It
why
was
are you
good
here
money.
alone, waiting to pick something up, to bring it so that you can kneel to his feet and give it to him? You're afraid of him. We're afraid of him.
You
If
should
he
be.
gets whatever you have here, that might be the end of this city. That might be the end of this continent. We want to prevent him from doing any further harm. We took off his arm, and then he got away.
That sucks. That sucks.
I'll also say that when we say we don't want him to do any more harm, that includes to you.
All right, let's stop around this. Let's move around a couple things. What do you want from me in particular? Because I only can do things with that. Only me.
We want
We
information.
want you to end your relationship with the guard, to give us whatever information you might find helpful in tracking down his whereabouts and foiling his plans. And we want you to go be happy killing monsters again.
Or frankly, whatever it is you may want to do, if not that.
I mean, I'll tell you what'll happen. If I'm able to, let's say, miraculously get away, you guys are so helpful. Wow. Wipe our hands clean of the situation. I'm fine and fucked either way.
Why
Who
so?
talks to the fucking earth? That's where I have to hide.
I think there are plenty of places to hide that don't have anything to do with the earth.
How far is his reach?
I don't know, I've seen stuff over pretty far distances.
And how far is that?
Is it across a sea? If we could book you passage on a ship, could you leave, go elsewhere, start a new life?
Have you ever
Oh,
heard of
where on
Briarheart?
the sea
Because
to
most...
die upon the rocks?
Have you ever
Those
heard of
are fun,
Briarheart? Because very few people have.
I mean, at this point, I'd rather take my chances with you guys disliking me at this point. Just gonna put it out there. She leans forward. How many more diamonds you got?
Why do you continue to serve someone you are afraid of? Who's going to bring that terror to other people?
Everybody who has spoken, I need a persuasion check.
Could I add my superiority die to mine with commanding presence?
Sure.
We got an 18.
Nice.
We
I
got a
got a
16.
nat 20 for a
Ooh.
30.
Nice. 23.
Okay. There is a crack in this very kind of bravado energy being put forward. There is a crack, a splinter.
Yes, excellent.
They were my friends. They were the only family. They are the only family I have. And we've done bad shit before. We've done terrible shit. And if this is what they wanted to do, I was gonna be there because I'm loyal to them. Because Sonny and Alvilda get a big hard-on for this guy. Fuck this guy. I just wanted to stay with them.
That has to be painful.
He was the fucking smartest of us. I thought he saw this like a money opportunity too, you know? Hunt monsters, put them up on stakes. He ended up falling in with the rest of them, just eating this shit up, and I was bald before this all fucking started. I thought somebody shaved their head to make fun of me. It's a cult thing. It's a fucking cult thing, and I just happened to already be doing it.
We
But
want to
he's
help you
gone.
get out.
I don't think you can do that, especially because occasionally they like to take little peeks in on you, and if they've seen you with blue and green, fuck, you guys are priority number at least 2. There has to be somebody spookier out there. But green and blue, kudos to whatever the fuck you guys have been up to.
What do you mean?
Yeah, no. They know to look at you. Who knows? They could be looking now. She puts a finger up and sort of kind of maneuvers it about the space.
How can you tell us how they do this looking? Do they have a mage who can scry? Do they look through Bosch's trees?
You guys got to meet Alvilda.
Briefly.
She's a druid,
So the same way I do it.
I'm sure.
I guess.
Well, that's something they'll have to get used to. Eyes everywhere.
I hope you haven't said anything too, too bad. Maybe they got to watch the whole event unfurl, you know? Who knows? So you
Well-
burned his body, right? You said you burned it.
We did. And everything else there.
Good. Did he have on a necklace? Necklace, like a container with like black in it, like an ichor.
Don't
Neither of you
remember.
remember that. None of you saw
No.
it.
I don't think so. Not that we saw.
Good. The guard's been handing out gifts,
Mm.
and when I saw the guy in front of me, I thought he had one of those fucking necklaces, and that's what it did.
What did it do?
Oh, I have no idea what it does. I can only assume that it's it's full of whatever corruption shit he can pull out of the earth, and I thought that had happened to Tate,
No,
but
don't
I guess
worry
not.
about that.
which is for the best.
Yeah.
So you have offered on many occasions in this conversation. Don't worry, Gunhild, we can get you a way out of this. Would you like to put any of those options on the table?
Well, if
Well,
nothing else,
not out loud if we think that we might be being listened to, but there are things that there are places that might be safe that we can go.
I mean, if nothing else, the people of this town hold you in high esteem, and it sounds as though the town guard does not wish to bring violence to you. We made efforts not to bring them here, but they sound as though they do not wish you harm, and if they thought that someone in their chief's esteem might need to go somewhere quietly, perhaps they could assist in that regard. Unless you feel as though you cannot trust them.
Well, when all of the local guard are looking for you, you can kind of assume you're going to be put in some sort of cell, not whisked away to a nice, safe, cushy place.
Only on our word. It was
They seem
our
pretty
word
reasonable.
that there was an attack and the attacker was you, and if we retract our accusation, then there's no reason for them to arrest you.
Or we can just get her out of here.
We could give them the full story.
I'm never going to look somebody with power in the eye and tell them what the fuck I've done and what everyone else is up to. You've lost your mind. They'd be like, oh, thank you for your service, and then I'd never see light again.
We know what they put in place to keep her here. We can get her past it.
Yeah.
Just get her out of town. If she can trust us that far, then she can know she can trust us the rest of the way.
You want me to
there-
follow you out of town
No,
a second
I don't
time?
think you can get out of town if we don't take you out.
I
actually,
could leave at any fucking time I want. I'm doing a goddamn job. Because I'm afraid. Because I don't want this man to hunt me down and turn me into a fucking bone wolf or something. I don't know what these shit's called. I'm not pissing him
So-
off.
Then your best chance is with us. Talking to us is, like you said, you could be on his shit list now. But we're likely the only ones with enough context to be a threat to him. And with your help, your information will be a greater threat to him. And that's what we want. We want him to consider us a threat, and we want him to attack, because how else are we going to get rid of him to save the people that he's with, that he's brainwashed?
We'd rather avoid taking as many lives as possible, but it becomes necessary.
Say that to the no survivor situations I've gotten to hear about. Green and blue. Cleanup shop.
Just hair
Nothing
flipping.
left to spruce. Get a cut-off sending message from an occasional person. Blue and green. That's all they were able to say. Blue and green. Huh.
We would rather that be Bosch's nightmare than anyone else's. He's the man we have business with. No one else.
I'm fine with him targeting me. Let him.
Maybe I'm mistaken. I don't talk to the guy a lot. It's not my favorite, not the best conversationalist.
Here, here.
That was our impression.
But if you guys continue to exist as you are, I am almost sure you can get audience with the guy. You certainly got his attention. At least Blue and Green did.
So if you want his target off your back, then if he's bound to want to see us at some point, if we, as you say, continue on as we are, or even if we just continue to be a thorn in his side in some capacity, then it makes sense that if you can give us any information that might make it easier for us to take him out, then you will no longer have to worry. And of course it won't magically revert your friends or anyone else under his influence, but he won't be influencing them any longer.
No, I'm sure that you guys will systematically go through and do what you think is right. I can only assume that everyone will go the way of Tate, eventually, or vice versa. I feel
That's
like there's no other option.
That's
not for
not.
you guys.
These are people. These are ordinary, innocent people who have been taken out of their lives and made into weapons, and it is anathema to me, and I believe to all of us in this group, and we want it to stop. We do not want the bloodshed to continue. Very much the opposite. I would much rather get directly at Bosch and lop the head off directly.
Have you heard of a young woman named Solvi?
Out of character, that's the butcher's daughter?
Yes.
Thank you.
Back in character. No. It's just so those aren't misconstrued. And, hey, maybe I'm thinking out of the box here. But if you want to see the fucking man, how about you give him a call? Call him right now. Tell him where you are. Set up shop. Duke it out.
Because we don't want Nuance to endure the same fate that Nuartan did. There's so many people around here who don't know what to expect
Then
and can't
leave.
defend themselves.
Leave. Call him out. Say, meet me at high noon, you know? You know where he's fucking going, and does it fucking matter? He was heading north last time I saw him.
And we're
I
on
was
his
here
trail.
to do a job. And the thing is, I'm not on anyone's shit list besides yours and the local guard now, as long as I do my job. And honestly, I think I could wait here a good while before going to get anything. I'll just say it was delayed. Do you guys have time to sit and wait?
What if you instead use the rest of your payment to purchase something that would protect you from further scrying attempts? Something where you could dissolve into the background and wait it all out safely and on no one's radar.
There are ways to do that. I've had experiences not being able to see people. Does work when you're hiding in dark spaces a little bit, but not perfectly.
You see that her eyes have just slowly started to move back to the shield. She seems to be kind of struggling to stay in it a bit. Uh-huh. You... Yeah, I could just disappear. Wouldn't that have been nice? Still could. still could, you know. The answer to that question was, what kind of guy do you think I am? Every time I said to Tate, do you remember our promise by the water? He'd reply, yeah, what kind of guy do you think I am? And I thought Tate had fucking forgot that. I thought my friend had forgot my promise, so you know what? So I was going to deal with him like a friend would.
Friends don't aid and abet terrorists. What you're doing with Bosch is not friendly to any of your friends. And I'm sorry that you had to lose friends in that way, but we would like to prevent any further loss like that, including you.
Honestly, it seems like all of your friends except for Sunny. You're following her lead, right? That's who got you into this? The rest of you are friends? All following her?
Why do you know that?
Well, she was in charge, right? Sunny was in charge, and that's who would call
She's
the
a
shots.
face. That doesn't mean shit.
All right, fine. Maybe I'm wrong then.
Honey would die to prevent the guard from getting a splinter.
All right, so then I'm not wrong.
Alvilda would do the same. She loves that fucking forest. The second it started growing exponentially.
It's not the right forest, though, and you know it.
Oh, I don't give a shit about any of that. I have no love for the corruption, or the guard, or a piece of fucking wood, or a forest of pieces of fucking wood. I cared about my family. And even if they've made a terrible fucking mistake, God, we've made so many mistakes over time. This is the fucking worst one we've ever made.
So tell us how to help them.
Either you or them, I gotta be honest. They love this shit. Fucking reveling in it. Fucking reveling in it.
And when we catch up to Ing and give Ing the same offer to leave, and Ing takes it,
He won't. None of them will.
I'd rather you be waiting there for them than them waiting there for you never to show up.
How about this? I'm gonna do my job. What happens after that? None of my business, none of your business. Maybe nobody's business. But you ask me your questions now. And hope that there isn't just a little flicker of magic floating around my head, just honing in on every inch of it, because then we're all kind of fucked.
Is there
What
nothing
do
we
you
could do?
want to know?
Is there nothing we could do to prevent the object you're acquiring from making its way to Bosch?
I currently see that as my only safety net. He's focused on that. If that goes missing, I'm the focus.
If it goes missing and you tell him it was us,
Well, then I'll get to be a cute little monster next time we meet, probably.
if his focus is on what he's missing, he doesn't care who was supposed to get it for him as long as he knows where it is.
Do you have any questions? Because, you know, I'm not against laying low in town for a little while. You don't gotta ask me twice to not run over and go grab what I'm getting and just skip back to the team. That's not at the top of my list of things I want to do. But I'm going to do it.
I want to know.
Keld would like to interject and cast Detect Magic while we're asking these questions.
Are you going to try to do this stealthily, or are you announcing that you're doing this?
I'll announce it so as not to seem like I'm doing something suspicious.
You cast Detect Magic, scanning the space. Give me a perception check.
That's a 19.
Okay. You don't see anything out of the ordinary. You don't see a little eye floating in the air. You can see everyone's magic items. And you glance over at her and you can see that both of her daggers are glowing. And the ring on her finger, and when your eyes land on it, she already has, like, her finger up where the ring is.
Yeah. Fair.
So, I'll delay. Whatever. Big timeline for whatever the fuck he's up to. Once again, you know, I'm not an Alvilda or a Sunny, so I'm not, you know, I'm not casual convo under a beautiful tree kind of friend here. But I'll delay. Enough. Not long enough to make a stink, but I can delay.
All right.
But if you don't see anything, I can answer a question or two if it doesn't feel like, you know, it's gonna fuck me over.
I don't see anything.
All right.
No,
Where
what
is
were you gonna ask?
Roshan, go.
Roshan asked, where is he and where is he going?
Well, I do not have any magical means of locating a person. Lucky you. Last time I heard, he was heading north. He said he was looking for pretty things. There are pretty things he needed. I'm here to pick up one of those pretty things. Just happened to cost a shit ton of money. He kind of made it sound like it was like a natural phenomenon. No, I had to pay a lady a shit ton of platinum to get it.
And what exactly are you picking up?
What are these pretty things?
Once again, not a magic person. But it's for some sort of, I don't know what you call it, a ritual.
That'd make
Yeah.
sense.
Planning something big when the time is right. Something about, you know, the stars and the sky and down in the earth and the lines and bullshit.
Has he mentioned any specific, like a solstice or an eclipse or an equinox or anything that could be calendar
If we're honest
based?
with you, which you're gonna hate. I turn the fuck off when that man starts talking. I gotta be honest.
If
I
I'm
can't
being
sit there and
honest, I
listen.
sympathize.
Can't
Yeah,
fucking
that's
listen to
commendable.
him. He's the worst. But
Mm.
had a shit ton of money, and for some reason, some people really are into it. So I don't know.
So is
He's
that
waiting for a
what-
particular time to do something.
Okay.
Does he have any more targets
so
to
what
attack?
matter?
What was that, Roshan?
Does he have any more targets to attack?
I think he made his point. Don't you? I don't know of any others.
And was the point because they tore down his ugly ass tree?
No,
I
we
already-
tore down his ugly ass tree.
Yeah, I already told you that. Who is he trying to impress with that anyway?
He was showing what happens if the trees are tampered with.
So what happens if we tamper with the one here in town?
You will damn everybody in this fucking city. I can guarantee 100%.
See, that's not what I heard. We were told that he did that to make friends as well.
Oh, you've heard about his friend. I don't know who his fucking friend is, right? This
Okay.
woman fucking shows up out of nowhere, offering gifts, offering to see what happens, try this out, amazing, beautiful, glory, something, something. Bunch of psychos come out of the woodwork when psychos are doing things. And
Did she have a
it
black arm?
seems, hmm,
Did she have a black arm?
she was wearing gloves, covered face, white outfit.
Gold mask. Edging.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
Gave him a special gift. And then he said, if you would like, I can show you what I'm doing in town. And she said, I would love to see that. And then the whole Noaten thing happened.
Okay. So, assuming that these pretty things are magical items, is there any ballpark how many he's looking to gain?
I don't know. You'd have to talk to somebody higher up on the food chain. And they're not going to be as interested in talking, I can assure you. At least not in the conventional way. Sunny'd rather bite her own fucking tongue out, which, if you could get a sketch done of that after it happens, please send it my way. Keld, were you going to say something?
Yes, I wanted to see if there was a reaction on Roshan's face as they were asking that.
Asking what in particular?
Describing this woman.
Oh.
I'm sure you got a reaction from every party member a little bit.
Yeah.
As a familiar description for the team.
Noted.
Wait. What was the description? Sorry.
Woman
I
in
got
white.
lost. Oh yeah, yeah.
Gold and
Yep.
white, yep.
I was there.
Gloved
There we go.
hands.
I
Yep.
remember her.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
She's weird.
Weird is putting it lightly. All right.
I mean,
Okay.
you know what? It probably involves these fucking trees. I can say that much. But the second you touch one of them, a bunch of people die. Crazy shit.
Yeah. All right.
So, Gunhild, you said that you want your family back, and obviously one of them's gone. Two of them you've written off as irrecoverable. Is that incorrect? Who do you want? Who is there a chance to return to you?
Her eyes
We want to
fall
help.
back onto Keld. I've lost everyone. Every single one of them is either going to see this to the end or fucking die under somebody's blade. I am alone. Incredibly alone. No matter what you guys say, oh, we'll help you. Bullshit. Bullshit.
If you're alone, then help us take revenge on the person who made you alone. If you don't want to accept our help, then accept our vengeance in your honor.
Her eyes immediately go back to Keld. I'll take my time.
I don't
How?
think there's much else we can do here.
No. Hey, tell me this. How hard do you think it is to find a little family of furbolgs? Or a community, maybe? Or is there more than just a little family? Do you love them?
Is that a threat?
It's a dream. God, I want you to fucking hurt. I want you to lose everything. As I am going to systematically lose everything I have left because it's already hanging on by a thread, and you're not gonna get him to run off with me.
The thread's gone. We're your last thread.
She spits on the ground at Keld's feet. You keep your fucking thread to yourself. I will give you
Fair enough.
time, and that is it.
Fair enough.
Mm,
Her eyes are just trained on Keld as they begin to water. Yeah. I want you to suffer. I want you to beg me for peace. And she like turns and just like you can see like her hands wanting to react viscerally, hands that inch towards the blades and then away and then back to her knees and dig into the leathers. I hope they rip you apart, and I hope they get their apocalypse and they all fucking die. And then we're all alone. Ain't that fucking great?
I hope you find peace.
She begins to weep. Get the fuck out of here. You have nothing else? I don't want your help, and I don't want your fucking pity.
Thank you for
I want
talking with
anyone's
us.
fucking pity.
Keld's gonna start walking.
Fenn's gonna keep himself between Keld and her.
Nana will go. She's waiting on
You can
Roshan,
see-
but
Mm-hmm.
But-
You got a family, Blue? As you start to turn.
Not by blood.
Best kind, ain't it? Best kind. Let me tell you this, Blue. Every leader will falter. Every choice they make is one step closer to the one that damns every single other person in the line. It might be harder to find your family if they don't look like you, though. Huh. I'm too fucking tired.
I
She
can
starts to put her-
understand that. Didn't look like you were doing very well before this.
Oh. Nosy. You know what? Hey, why not? If you're invisible for more than the allotted hour, makes you sick.
Hopefully you can feel better soon. And I don't know if they really had a way to get you out of here. If you actually want to go anywhere in the east, I could send you there tomorrow. I'm just not prepared today. But if I've been there, you could go.
Wait a second. If you see these necklaces
Mm-hmm.
on anyone, I advise getting that off of their person first.
Noted.
I watched him pull things out of the earth, you know? I watched him pull people of Ichor out of the earth.
To be honest, I'm surprised he hasn't sent somebody to try to talk to me yet. If they really are watching.
You know, hey, keep your fingers crossed. I'm sure you're on the list. Don't get too eager. Don't get too eager.
No. Offer stands. Now, can if you want, like, let Ember know. And I'll stop by her place before I leave.
If not, I'm sure I can lay low for a week before the guard gets pissy that he doesn't have his special thing, so.
I have considered taking out a tree in a less populated town. Just to,
I mean,
see what
if you like watching people die, that's really
less
fun.
populated town, not
Well, only a few deaths, right? That's how it started for me, you know. One death. What's one guy? And then it was hundreds, right? Yeah. God, I hope you kill him. I really fucking do. And I hope you
that's the
burn his
goal.
body, and I hope his ashes fly into the fucking air and never touch the earth again. Okay. It looks like she starts to stand, but it's like actually kind of like momentum, and she like falls backwards and kind of like falls back behind one of these bushes and is gone.
Cool.
Just shrugs and walks away. All right.
The fucking drama.
And she is gone in the bushes.
So dramatic.
All of you make your way away from the learning pavilion. You can see one of the kids is just like, I got this pretty silver and I didn't even have to do anything, and like doesn't know that it's a platinum piece. Like, is
Oh my
just
god.
probably never seen a platinum piece in their life and is like,
They're
their
rich.
friends are like, oh, it's so cool.
Wow.
as
Oh my
you
god.
as you all make your way, you've made
I
it so
do.
that Gunhild will give you time. She will hold off on what she's doing, is what she is saying. That's what you were able to get, is just her word that she would do that.
Well, it's
As you
time
exit
that
the
we
pavilion.
wouldn't have otherwise.
What would you guys like to do?
I rather need a drink. Anyone else?
Yeah, might as well.
Roshan?
I think Roshan will just nod.
Ben?
Yeah, I'll buy Keld's first round.
You all make your way back towards the inn. Gunhild still existing in this town, in this space, in the grand scheme of things. But hopefully working with a little bit less alacrity than requested. And as you make your way through town, the snow drifting through the air and the cold sort of biting on the places where maybe your clothes aren't as tightly together around the wrists or the ankles. That is where we are going to stop for today as you walk through town after a job complete.
Was it?
Thank you all so much for watching. We really appreciate it. We love telling you guys the story. You can tell how happy and excited. um, thanks for being here for it. Um,
Yeah.
They
We
never
have
said
a
it was
good
an easy
time.
job.
you can tell
Uh,
everybody's having a really good time.
yeah,
Thank you
we're
all
not
for being.
having existential questions at all.
We appreciate it here at the Dice Cult. We got the stuff, we got the things. If you head over to youtube.com/the Dice Cult, you can watch past episodes of On the Backs of Gods, other shows that we have on if you're looking for something different, and one shots if you're looking for small commitments. We also have a series of Vampire the Masquerade in the Last Remaining Light if you're into uh, arson and murder. That's what we got for you.
Arson
And
and
like,
murder.
and maybe a love story,
Weehaw.
you know?
Hmm.
But so if you're interested, you can head over there if you'd like to keep up with us. We are at Backs of Gods on Instagram and Twitter. Reminded me that I didn't post my picture today. I'll do it now when it's
Do
not
it!
good. Uh, I'll post
It's
my picture of
lovely.
Dunhill for the people.
Oh
It's
no.
But if you'd like to keep up with all of us,
beautiful.
we are at I almost said Backs of Gods again. At the Dice Cult on Instagram and Twitter. Usually that's where you can keep up with all shows and schedules and what have you. Thank you again. We appreciate it. We love telling you guys a story, and we'll see you same time, same place, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll see you guys then. Happy Hanukkah and good night, everybody.
Happy
Thanks for joining us,
Hanukkah.
cultists.